Alright guys, what is happening? Demise Red here. I'm joined by Draken, aka Drakons, and this is where we're at. This is going to be the second matchup of tonight. It's Jon Slow versus Vivi, and it's going to be Slavs versus Turks, and I'm quite excited to have Draken over here due to the fact that he is someone with some excellent in-depth knowledge, not only about the Civ, but also on this map. He will probably tell us a lot more expert-wise knowledge concerning how everything's going to go. So, Slavs versus Turks, Draken, man, tell us, please, what are your thoughts?
Well, I would just like to say that I've seen all the draft you sent me, the saves they are like supposed to play, and I would say that Terror has basically better saves. So, and in this matchup, like might sound like I'm not sure honestly. Their Weaving might have the better save for once, but I honestly like Terror's saves way more. And in this matchup, it depends how they are going to play. I'm not sure if Weber will go for trash or not, and that should be very important for how the game is gonna go.
Yeah, I see. Well, I mean, Slavs, Turks, both strong civilizations as the first game, right? And with that one, of course, we can expect some good pressure from both sides. I think Turks, of course, can be used quite aggressive. Slavs, though, if they're given the time, they can become really strong throughout the entire game with their farm bonus. We'll see about this. But in the hands of Vivi, and then we have Slavs in the hands of Terra. I know. You know these players, you especially know Jon Slow and his playstyle. What kind of stress would you expect from these guys?
Well, how you should play Slavs, I mean, how you should play Turks in this matchup is that you just go FC, make a castle, and make Jennies, and try to push in Castle Age.
Right.
That's how you play Turks, and especially where it's such a strong save as Slav. If we will play it this way, I'm not sure. But that's how he should play it, because in aim, Slavs are so much better.
Right. That makes sense. Then Vivi with the Turks. I mean, Turks, if you ask me, what I see most of the times, go for castle and then drop a castle. Ideally, of course, as offensive as possible, but that depends on how the feudal age is going, how the map control is going, and then pressure with the Janissaries. They're often seen as the best option castle age, the strongest option castle age for the Turks. That could very well happen. Then again, though, I'm curious if basically Vivi would utilize it the same way. He should be aware of it because he already had an encounter with Viper several times on Arena, even during ECL, and there we've seen some Viper Turks gameplay, and I would say that potentially Vivi learned from this encounter. I know.
Well, I've seen his games versus Terror, like I think 3 weeks ago, and those were some practice games with random matchups. And I think we didn't rush a single time, so hopefully we will just go for Jennies and try to put pressure on Terror.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just as well. The reason for that one is, of course, more of a nice game to watch all in all, if it's just, yeah, classical arena gameplay. But then again, yeah, Vivi is maybe not the classical arena game player, that's for certain. Was still interesting to see how he practiced against the other players. And as you said, not too many trashes that we've seen. Maybe Vivi will go for it right now, though, because maybe he didn't just show his strats during the during the practice matchups. We'll see. For now, everything's going quite smooth. Nothing too spectacular, I would say, unless you spotted
We'll
something.
see about that, but honestly, Terror is one of the best players for this trash. He's really good if you trash him, because he's likely the most experienced guy in trash defense that Arena has around right now.
Right.
So we shouldn't be really trashing, but we will see.
Yeah, we'll see for sure. It's gonna take some time. Just to check out the timing here, Draken. I'm at a 7-7 right now. 7-10, 7-11.
Oh, I'm one minute behind you.
Oh, you're behind. So you're at 6
Yeah.
something. Alright, no problem. I'll slow down a bit. You can maybe speed up a tiny bit, and then I'll ask you again in 2 minutes or so.
I'm doing so.
Right? We'll do the same thing with Bugum, no problem. This is just beautiful stuff. So, Jon Snow is going for the next stage, and he has 21 villager. I ask myself, Draken, what is this guy gonna go for as he suspiciously goes on to the stone? Well, I guess you will be able to tell us as well what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, once again, what time are you at?
Oh yeah, true. I just forgot. 8 minutes. He is going for stone.
Okay.
He's just gonna
you
trash
are
at
about
this
to
point,
say.
right?
Yeah, I think that's actually make very good sense by Trevor because he doesn't want to have Janice in his face in Castle Age. So he's trying to put pressure on Weather with the Thrush. Thor
Right.
isn't really good at defending something like Janice, so it actually makes sense to play this way. But Wilbur is one of the best players or most experienced players with a Thrush, so
Yeah.
we will see how successful this will go for Thor.
Yeah, trushing the trusher, so to speak. But Jon Snow is also known for some beautiful trushes. He was the only arena player being asked for the design of Derak who said, I want 900 HP on the walls. And now we see the reason for that one. He's going forward now, and he's about to drop the first tower, probably in front of that stone. Just switching the POV over here. Oh, he actually doesn't know. But let's see where exactly he's going to go for it. Let's see, he's just waiting.
Yeah, well, that's very lucky for him. But Wilbur has a defensive stone, so he should be in a
That's
good spot for
super
his
lucky,
Thrush.
man. How does he know that this tower belongs there? Wow. Okay, okay.
I'd still say that Thrush is overrated by a lot of players in Arena, but I just don't think it's a good strategy anymore. As if people know how to defend it, they should defend it, let's say, 80 to 90% of times. But we will see about this.
Okay. So you say it's defendable. You mean defendable just going for counter towers, basically? Is that the way to go against towers?
It depends on your map a lot. If you have like defense, it really depends if you have defensive stone or defensive gold and what is your safe. Because if you have, for example, Turks, it makes good sense to just go for some kind of defensive castle and Janice anyways.
Right.
You don't want to like switch into Knight Ram defense because then you are giving up your advantage in Janice. But so that's what I would like to see by Webe, some kind of defensive castle. But defensive towers, if you stay in feudal, for example, almost the same time as the Thrasher,
Right.
you are not gaining any advantage from it because Thrasher just puts pressure on you with towers. He gets some map control, and both of you get to the same time at Castle Age. You are not doing any damage to him at his base,
Right.
so that's not good. You basically have to up faster than your opponent if you are getting thrashed.
Yeah, that's a spot on analysis there. That's quite nice to hear. Vivi is now going for Loom. He wants to, of course, boost the strength of his villagers. The defense, that is, of course, needs to be prepared, and he's doing some great stuff, going for some watchtowers in front of his crucial resources. Is that correctly? It's beautiful stuff. And Jon Snow tries to go further by just simply
The
dropping another
shouldn't
tower.
go up. Yeah.
Shouldn't go up, you say?
Well, I think he's even losing the tower.
Yeah, he's even losing some villagers if he doesn't pay attention to it. It's a lot of arrow fire that he's currently getting. A tough one. He needs to be extremely careful. What is this one villager doing, though? Oh my god, he's about to waste it there. Sitting around with 6 HP. Oh my god, man. Alright. So, that's one thing. Okay. Another tower now going bits more behind than the original position. Makes sense. But
yeah, I really like how Weber is defending this so far. That's basically perfect way how to defend a Thrush, I would say. He's just doing 2 towers. He's absolutely fine. Terror cannot really push forward, and Weber will go up in 16-19, which is a very good time if you're getting Thrush.
To be honest, yeah, I didn't expect it. That's quite some good time there, despite being trashed like this. I mean, it was maybe not the most effective trash so far. Maybe that's the reason, but Vivi played it really cool here. Was able to build 2 towers and still achieve this kind of timing. It's okay, I like it. So far, so good. The question then is, of course, going to be what to do once he hits the Castle Age. Since he's on stone heavily, we could still see a castle going up, and from that one he can work his way through and achieve even more than that, but we'll see. We'll see.
And he will get like 400, close to 400 stone when he's up. He can buy like 100 for the gold. If he sells stone, he can pretty much go for instant castle in Castle Age, but I'm not sure if that's what he's planning. With that fast time, he could just add 2 TCs, because Terror cannot really do anything right there.
Right,
and
right.
if Vivi just booms this, he's in great spot. He can get 15 rolls ahead easily.
Yeah, this would be of course good for Vivi if he just continues the way he does, looking quite nice. Quite positive here. What he does.
Yeah, he's doing 1 TC, 1 extra TC. That's good. I like it.
Just trying to see for John Stoll's resources here. I mean, 300 foods, no sign of any proper massive gold income. Yeah, he has 2 villagers on gold, but that's all about it. I mean, quite a slow approach. John Stoll trying to go for it, but he needs to pay attention. Tries to have an impact on that gold, can work, but back in his base, there's still Vivi going up with another TC. He has access to the secondary gold. He is so safe behind in his base. He will have a lot of resources for days.
Yeah, well, that's why I said that Thresh isn't really good if you defend it properly, and also if you have a good map as Vivi does. So he's just away of his main stone and main goal, but he has still defensive ones, so he's completely fine in that. And as you said, as we see, he just defending it as he should, and he's heavily ahead in this game already.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's for sure. Despite the villager count being quite equal, the thing is just he does way more for the sake of his economy, whereas John Stoll tries to build up pressure with 5 forward villagers. Quite some investment there, and at the moment, not necessarily super worth it because of the decent map design for Vivi. Vivi now buying some stone, and looking at this one, it's going to be a castle. I was about to say forward, but it's just going to be defensive, of course. Yeah, looking at the position, probably just next to this gold as he's moving with his villagers as well. What is that? That's the castle? All right.
I'm at 19 minutes. What time you are at?
18:20. So you're.
Okay,
I'll just.
Tell me when you are at 19:10. Okay.
Alright, I'll tell you. I'll just have an eye on that one. Probably I'm gonna mess it up, but that's just me. John Stoll is going for the next stage. And now the question is, what would you do as John Stoll hitting Castle Age? What's the come-up plan?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think he has to defend versus Chinese somehow. He can like go for a CAs. CAs are actually pretty good versus Chinese, but if he's going for like double archery range and CAs and all the upgrades, he will be heavily behind.
I'm at 1910, by the way. Now you can continue if you like.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, you were saying?
So he shouldn't go. I'm not sure really. He's really behind, and he has to defend versus CAs, which will make him even more behind in eco. So he's in a horrible spot, honestly.
Yeah, you just said the truth there. He's in a horrible spot, isn't he? Looks quite hopeless. I mean, of course, it's hard, those are hard words, but at the same time, yeah, he just put himself in such a bad situation. He will suffer a lot because this castle's going to go up, and Vivi just has all the time in the world now. And if he does it correctly, I mean, I don't see a reason why John Stoll should be successful at this point, at least for now. But you never know, maybe a mistake will be made. We still have to keep in mind John Stoll's playing on his home map, whereas Vivi is possibly a slight stranger here. You never know. Right. So that's that. John Stoll retreating, slowly but steadily going home. Yeah.
There also doesn't have too much wood, so he cannot really add 2 TCs.
No.
I'm really not sure what I would do at this point. Like, he doesn't have stone for now, so he cannot do like a forward castle and some kind of fast imp and pray. I think he basically has to like add 2 TCs now and hope that we will be quite slow with a push, and that there can somewhat caught up in boom, but
it looks quite strange for certain, because John Stoll is still on stone, heavily on stone, by the way. I mean, that's legit quite some numbers that he has. And what does he do? First of all, he loses a villager. Alright, so the Jennies are moving out, and John Stoll not trying to go for Botkin arrow. Interesting. building a monastery over here. So Baltganera for the sake of his towers, and then monastery in order to get some conversions against his Jennies. Okay. Yeah, is that the way to go, defensively speaking, as Slavs now?
Yeah, I think third defense actually makes quite a good sense for him. Maybe even like guard towers, because in the best case for terror, Weaver is like 1 TC and 5 more wells, or 3 more wells. He's not booming, and those are his Chinese, and Weaver somewhat screw up, and that's what terror is praying. That's what terror is hoping for, which isn't really the case. So in the best case for him, he would just need to defend versus the Chinese at like second TC, and then step by step get ahead in the game and in the boom. But yeah, as we see the situation, he's already almost 20 wells behind. I really don't see what Weaver would need to do to throw away this game.
Yeah, 38 villagers, 7 of which being idle, now being back on stone. Just stone, stone, and stone, and Vivi, 56 villagers. Everything looking crisp, but oh, all of a sudden, Vivi with a slight mistake, losing those Jennies. One has survived with 4 HP. That was rather sloppy gameplay, but not game decisive now. Still, of course, Terra's far, far behind. He's trying to reinforce now his economy with additional TCs. That's good, that's good, but potentially too late. Vivi is of course going crazy here back in his base. 3 TCs, everything looking quite fluent here. I think he's in a really decent spot. As I said, it will be tough for Jonsdal to get back from this very situation. Really, I mean, I'm just waiting for something that he wants to do. He surely wants to do something with the stone. But I'm not really understanding what exactly that he's going to use that for. Just additional towers, basically. And that's all.
Yeah, actually, guard tower defense is pretty good versus Chinese, versus monks. It's pretty good, but you need to invest a lot of resources in it.
No.
And at this point, the simply doesn't have them. Or he has to idle his DCs, or... Yeah. It's a loss-loss situation for him right now.
Yeah, that's for certain. University even going up, so you're right with that guard tower thing. That would make sense. As I said, defensively speaking, we'll buy him some time. The question is, will it save him? He said it. It doesn't look like it. And this just gives enough time for Vivi to build up more pressure if he wanted to. And he's just using the time for some boom, just casually pumping out Jennies from one single castle. All the time that in the world that he has, and still he's the one building up the pressure like that. So that's already a bad sign. Guard tower will be there in time, I reckon, but just defensive, completely defensive, and back in his base. Just the first gold that he has, and oh, another stone. Okay, so he has some resources at the back, but no map control, nothing.
Terror should likely know that Weaver is adding at least 1 TC by now, because Weaver really isn't focusing too much on adding the pressure on Terror. He just made a couple of Chinese and that's it. He didn't add any siege, and he's not really like focusing to get inside as fast as possible. Or so Terror is experienced enough to know that Weaver now has some kind of boom behind this.
Yeah. Just waiting for the Jennies to actually go through here, but they will face a lot of stone walls, a lot of buildings here. So it's not going to be as easy. Maybe Vivi will say, okay, maybe need to add some other type of units, or I don't know. Let me just check his resource out, what he's going to do. Yeah, he's just going to go for some pure castle age gameplay, at least for now. He's also stockpiling enough resources for another castle. We'll see. Probably he's going to drop this one as close to Jonsdal as possible. I mean, why not? He has been given this luxurious possibility. So most likely that's going to happen, and he's already claiming some parts of the map. To the north, he takes the secondary, not the secondary, but just some random gold there. Yeah, it's just looking worse and worse for Terror here.
I really like how Weaver is playing this. He's not adding any Jennies, because for now they wouldn't really add anything to it. He cannot really get inside. And he's getting the map control, he's getting all the relics, or actually there are 2-1, okay. But yeah, Weaver will get all other relics, so he will get 4-1 relics. He knows he's heavily ahead in the boom. He's experienced enough to know this. So he's just like, if he's just forcing some more walls, killing 1-2 extra whales, he's completely fine with that for now.
Yeah, it looks quite convenient for certain, for certain. We should finally see something happening with the Monstry, and indeed he just went for the Monstry to get the relics, which is quite boss if you ask me, because he didn't have a proper momentum. He still made use of some lucky moves there. It was good, as long as he's able to pull this one off. Good for him. But Vivi normally should be able to take care of any monks spreading out over the map. But for now, it is how it is. But once again, Vivi is retreating. Looking at his resources, he wants to go to Imp, I guess.
I think till Castle or Vivi really played this one really well till now. Not a major mistake, I would say. And there he's actually playing it since Castle Age. He's playing the best he can. I don't see how he could play differently and or better at this point, because he's like, okay, he's still 20 volts behind, but he's imping only 30 seconds behind, and he has Slavs, which is the better save in him. So he's arguably in a horrible spot still, because he has no map control.
Right.
He doesn't really have 2 units at this point to do anything versus Chinese. But he's doing the best to stay in the game and give Weebo a chance to make mistakes to throw the game. So I really like how Thur is playing this since Castle Age, and as I said, Weebo is playing this almost perfect.
Yeah, the thing is, just wasn't Vivi maybe a bit too passive here? I don't know. It's just how it looks like. But he's going for the next stage. We still have a 20 villages difference here between the two. KD is sick, 5-4. It's nothing. 3-1 relics, and yeah, some Imperial Age fights. The Scoopy still nice for Jon Stow. He's going for a lot of farms. Farming Simulator is just really going well here, but he needs to move out at some point because his resources are limited. Just with a single relic, that's not going to win him the game. And good move by Vivi, actually placing outposts now just to be sure when Terra is going to move out here.
Thur is going for Siege Ram plus help, I guess. Or very much Siege Ram first and then help if he has resources for it. But I think that's the best he can, because Turks aren't really good versus Siege Rams at this point. They have a lot of Chinese generally, they have some bombard cannons, those aren't perfect versus Rams either. So a couple of Siege Rams can sometimes push everything Turks have. So yeah, that's how he... Oh, he's doing Conagers. Oh wow. Okay. I thought that Siege Ram help could possibly push Vivi off there.
You were talking about oranges. Which time are you at?
I'm at 35, 40.
Ooh, I'm at 32, 40 now. I guess I'm a bit too slow. It's no issue though. It's no issue. I'm speeding it up a tiny bit. Then I'm gonna catch up. No problem. No problem. Spoilers.
Okay, sorry for spoilers.
Dracont spoilers. I don't believe it. Nah, it's all fine, man. I mean, it's maybe even better that you tell us some stuff from the future, because right now it's just a really slow approach. Vivi is preparing a lot of siege workshops, but we'll wait. A lot more stuff going to happen. Well, my game is a bit laggy here. It never happens, but yeah, this is what you get for going for a tournament. New stuff is going to happen. No problem though. I'll speed up a tiny bit more even, so we can... Yeah, we can go for 35 minutes.
Okay, then we are at 36:30, but...
36:30.
Yeah. Well, if you see the score, I don't think it really matters. I think the game will end in any second.
Yeah, it seems like that, because the BBCs, man, God, looks quite dangerous. I'm at 36 now, slowly, steadily going there. Artillery for Vivi here, a lot of stuff happening. Doesn't look too healthy. Doesn't look too healthy. Now the castle down. And that's all about it. It's, I know, I mean... 36-30 right now.
Okay, that's also why I don't like the... There is doing now Siege Avengers, and then I don't like this, secondly because he doesn't have time for it. It's a long upgrade, and even if he would get some great shots with it, it just takes too much time. He doesn't have it. He needed like siege ram and try to push the forward castle and forward siege workshops and possibly kill some bombard cannons with it, and then give him time to add more rams or helps, anything. Siege Avengers just won't do it.
It's unfortunate. The Orangers are there trying to get their hands on the Janissaries, but easier said than done because with the bombard cannons, man, said it just looks too ambitious here by Jones though. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not going to be able to get out of the situation anymore. We'll see in a few seconds. It's maybe going to be revealed to us what exactly is going to happen. There we go. It's GG.
Yeah, GG.
GG, I guess, as well. So with that one, I'll just quickly, first of all, close the door because my fiance is going crazy with some conversations real loud on the phone. My God, man. Be right back. All right. Yeah, so score updates. Player to the left is getting 1 point. And that's that for the first game. We can go for the next one if you're ready.
Yeah, I would just like to say that this game was well decided by 15 minutes and good play by Wogan. And I understand why Terror played it this way because he's just afraid of defending Jenny's.
Right.
But Wogan just showed him that thrashing shouldn't work versus him. So let's see if Terror will keep thrashing in then another matches or if he's just gonna play standard meta from now on.
No. It was decided early on. It seemed like this at least. It seemed like that. And therefore, let's hope for the better second game because I always like full series. And this is where we are. Overlay. But, everything should be just okay, I guess. Man, the chat is really hyperactive. I just hope that the mods are doing some good work. Please, mods, do some proper work. If people are going crazy, do something about it. So I'm ready. Draken, what about you? Are you ready as well?
I'm as well.
Alright, so who won Tim or Back T? Mambas, it was a Back T. Now it's time for game number 2 of Vivi versus Terra. So countdown is going 3, 2, 1, go. Alright guys, what is happening? Damage Red here, I'm being joined by Draken aka Drakons, and this is gonna be Jon Snow versus Vivi, Malay versus Japanese on Arena. Those are quite some different civilizations. Malay, I know someone here in this TeamSpeak likes Malay, at least he rated this civilization as quite high. And Japanese is another story. Please feel free to let us know about your thoughts about the Civ matchup.
Well, Malay are a bit
You were just cut off there, I guess.
far better Civ. They are one of the best Civs on Arena.
Right.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that Malays are one of the best Civs on Arena.
Yeah.
Maybe the best, maybe second best. It depends. But yeah, Japanese are just another story. They simply don't have that eco bonuses of Malay, and also they don't have that good units for Arena. So I would give big edge to Terror in this matchup. For Imp, Malays should just get there faster and get a huge advantage already in early Imp. But if the game goes longer, I would like Japanese to get some kind of samurai plus possible skirms, and it could be quite tricky for Malays to deal with. But Terror shouldn't allow the game to get like into this point. He should try to finish the game faster than this.
Yeah. The faster the better. Malay are of course quite some strong civilizations. Fast uptimes can be insane. We'll see how exactly they're gonna approach the situation. I mean, John's still with melee, of course. That shows me that he has a certain plan. He chose this one on purpose, of course. Probably also knows about the relevance and the strength of it on this very map. And then, yeah, Vivi with Japanese, man, he must have some certain ideas about this one as well. We'll see. We'll see, really. From what I can tell from the last encounter that we saw between Bhakti and Tim, it was also a lot of mad arms here. I'm not so sure if Vivi would just make use of that one. It could be, though. I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, I'd also see some other type of strats being realized. What's most important is that both pairs are going for some aggressive scouting, right? The scouts are not pushing anything. They're just going for the walls. They're both determined to actually go crazy here as soon as possible, it seems.
Yeah, you can do this because you know that your elephants are inside, so
Yeah.
it makes sense to send your going forward and not need to defend your elephant or boar.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing happening there. So
No. Just that. Just that. So, looking okay. Well, just gonna wait a little bit more until something is going to happen. Maybe the scouts will have an encounter, maybe an unpleasant one. We'll see. Just looking at the maps here, also the bases that we have, right? So that Jon Snow has some good back gold, but his stone situation is not that good in my opinion. One forward stone and also
and
another
whether
outside
it's
stone.
going to be housed?
Who's gonna be? Oh, there we go. Right. Yeah, just saw it. Vivi.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually pretty well. It's not a game decisive, but
Still
at least
bad.
for your confidence, it's really bad to be housed at 415 on Arena because it's completely unnecessary. The loom is basically pointless at this point. So,
Yeah. Well, it happens.
Oh wow.
Even the best get wrecked at some time. It happens.
Yeah, but he's like 30 seconds behind at this point. That's really not a good start for him.
Yeah, doesn't look too nice. I'm just curious also about Jon Snow's back part. No, he knows about the gold. He knows about the elephants. Just go for it, at least for now. Getting it. Interesting. Vivi getting housed here. So he's been put behind. Especially against the melee. Not a nice situation. So fast that they are. This could be dangerous for certain, but we'll see.
You can like somewhat abuse the you are housed that you are forcing to get loom, but and then trash of it because you are doing loom anyways. But Bube isn't doing this. He's already having 2 lumber camps. He's setting up his eco for FC.
It's some
he can
FC.
do that, but we've seen from the first game that he defended Trash really well. So he could be hoping that Thor will just trash again and will again get ahead in the game.
Right.
But I doubt that Thor will trash this game. He shouldn't simply.
Well, he shouldn't, right? But then you never know. You never know what these guys are up for. We'll have to wait and see. Now, once again, everything's so calm. Some documentary type of Discovery Channel, how they want to push the zebra. Just everything's so peaceful. Humans being brutal to the animals. But that being said, I mean, imagine you are in this.
Well, just say that there obviously likes hair, but he doesn't like the experience.
Oh. You see, this is what I actually missed in the beginning of our conversation. You said this and I just said, okay, I guess this was it, because I was just completely zoned off there in my mind. But now shots are being fired, man. Shots are being fired. Lovely stuff. I hope that Jon Snow, of course, is having a nice look at this beautiful VOD here. And Vivi is going for the next stage. 22 population. 2 villages will be on gold very soon for Jon Snow. No, I'm just looking at the wrong base here.
Okay,
that's true.
I mean, with it, it's actually thrashing. He has the worst save, but thrashing Malay should never work, basically.
Yeah, let's see how this is gonna go. Let's see.
He will do. It looks like Amade plus trash. Well, then at least the loom makes some sense, or is somewhat useful at this point.
Right.
But So maybe that actually that he was forced to make Loom actually made him trashing this game.
Yeah. Would be interesting how this goes. It's just this forward barracks. What time are you at, by the way?
I'm at 9:10 right now.
9:10. Oh, I'm at 9:40. I'll just slow down here for a second. No problem. Still a few seconds ahead.
Okay, I will tell you when I'm at 10. Okay.
At 10. All right. I mean, nice. I'll wait for you. I'm at 10:3
Okay.
now.
10 right now. Okay.
All right, let's go. Perfect. So, as you can see, the villagers are marching forward as well as the militia, soon to be men-at-arms, I strongly assume. And this is going to be just perfect for Vivi as he's going to tower hop and then have a nice situation inside of the base of his opponent. Potentially, Terra's not going to be happy with this one because he doesn't seem to be expecting this. But now, he needs to do something here. Looking quite unpleasant for certain, but since the tower is not up yet, first goes for Loom, and then also for the house.
Yeah, but Terra should be fine with this. He should make the house in time. Okay, yeah, I think Terra is in perfect spot in this game.
Yeah, I think so as well.
He just shouldn't lose the villager.
Yeah, it's just okay.
It's a hard one. Yeah, but he didn't. Okay, that's actually perfect because Vivi also, it's not the fastest rush. He was up at like 10:10 or something. You want to be up faster if you are rushing. Although with M8A it's a bit different, and he wasted like, let's say, 30 seconds to make that tower, which is basically useless for now. To getting inside, he wanted to get inside through this tower.
Interesting. Also, really ambitious house wall over here, but it will just be fine. I mean,
that's actually perfect. You should defend like this, as there are.
No, it's looking really good here. Really good. He's also on stone, just in case he will be able to drop a couple of towers on his own. Beautiful stuff. And for Vivi, still trushing. Also inside of his economy, everything according to the trush.
Also, you really don't want to trash Malay for a simpler reason.
Yeah.
Because as they up so much faster than other civs, they will just make Loom and end up, and you won't get the time you need to get inside and make the towers before enemy can make them. So trashing Malay is basically the worst, or it's among trashing Koreans or Incas. These are another civs that you don't want to trash.
Yeah. So Vivi just doesn't care. Drops another tower to the right hand side now. To basically take care of the golds there. Okay, a stone wall by Terra. Interesting. Seems to be just fine because okay, the gold is now given up. One thing about that one is he has some really nice gold to the back, so he's not going to be extremely harmed with this kind of procedure. But the tower's up. The villager could bite the dust if he doesn't pay attention to it. It's all good.
I really like these walls by Terra. If he can make them.
Rip. Alright. So that's one thing. Okay, so let's say you're in Terra's position and you have now kind of successfully minimized the damage of the Trush. What would you do as a next game plan against the Japanese, for instance?
I would like to go Gaslighter, basically. That would be my first thing. So I would make a market. He's still not doing. He's doing market in the back. Okay, so he wants to go up. He will likely need to buy some food to get there, and I'm not sure why is he staying so heavily on stone. Likely he wants to make another defensive tower first of all, but then I would just go. It's tricky. You don't want to give players like Vivi some chance to fall trash because they are tough to read for you. You know, you don't want to. We would like to somewhat clear the towers and make sure you are controlling the game.
Right.
Which won't really happen in there because we will see. I would likely try to boom the same way as we did in the previous game, make some kind of defensive castle, get heavily ahead in boom, and yeah, just win because I have the better seat. That's how I would like to. I would try to play it as terror.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that sounds plausible to that point. But I'm just asking myself also, with that many villagers on stone, you said he wants to get towers up, but that's quite some investment with that many villagers. But yeah, we'll see how well this is gonna go. I mean, for me, it looks like maybe he wants to go for a castle at some point, but it's just gonna be about towers, I reckon. Blacksmith and market also for Vivi here. So he wants to go for the next stage as well, looking at his resources. Well, he's somewhat close. And he also has a lot of stone on the bank, so he will try to keep up the pressure, it seems, by being so offensive still with those buildings. Looking funny, but I think Johnstone, despite being in a good position here as Melee, being trashed like that, he should still pay attention, because otherwise he could just give it away once again. Because Vivi must not be underestimated. We have to see, because Jon Snow, resource-wise, is going to click up very soon.
I would like to demonstrate how the difference between good defense of trash and bad defense of trash on that game and the previous game.
Right. Right.
That's how you can see that there is heavily over investing into defenders.
Right.
He will be up at like 20 minutes, and we will be up at very similar time. So, or he will be behind because he's very small, but he's having some map control on the other hand. So yeah, I think Wewe is actually in. His trash suddenly makes good sense.
Right.
He didn't lose anything that he's trashing, and he's just getting some kind of map control because of those 2 extra towers he has.
Yeah.
So,
it's just looking okay so far. I mean, who would have thought?
Okay, and now he's going inside.
Yeah, I'm at 1850 by the way. I guess I'm once again a bit too far. Where are you at?
I'm at. Are you using like 50% of the speed?
Yeah, I mean that's a normal speed for me. Why am I so far behind?
Same.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I was like 20 seconds behind.
20 seconds behind?
Now I'm getting to 19.
Okay, I'll just wait a bit more. So tell me when you're at 1925 and then we'll continue.
Okay.
No problem, no problem.
1920, 21, you can go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Okay. 1925. It's okay. Right, so what is the next
I would
step
say that
here?
was actually a very good trash by Vivi. After all, he's also up at 2026 when he was adding Amadeus. So it was quite well played by Vivi. As we know, he's a very good trasher, so that shouldn't surprise us.
No, that's for certain. That shouldn't surprise us over here. Siege Workshop and Monastery by Jon Snow. Interesting. So he wants to go with that kind of combination of units. Siege and Monks. And what's next? Well, for Vivi, once he hits the Castle Age, and there he is. Now I'm curious about the next moves of his, because his resources tell us, first of all, a monastery. Okay, so gonna be some monk war here, it seems, at least in theory. Let's check this one out.
I don't think. I think there will just be the way I said. He's adding 2 extra TCs and he has 2 towers. So I think he will just make a defensive castle and try to get ahead and boom. And,
you mean Jon Snow, right?
Yeah, Jon Snow.
So why did you build the Siege Workshop and the monastery right away? I just...
Yeah, well, it's there.
Yeah, it's... Okay, right. I shouldn't have asked. My bad. Okay.
I don't really understand that Siege Workshop. He might think that will be way slower, so he wanted to push those towers instantly, and then see, okay, he's actually not that behind. I will just defend, and I will just see what is Wewe doing, and I will react accordingly. But for now, I think he's just booming and saving for the defensive castle, which should make him completely safe, at least in Castle Age.
Right. So I still think Vivi, due to Jon Snow's passive stance here for given reasons, Is taking over the map completely here, as in... Oh no, wait, he lost the monk there, that's unfortunate. Well, so he could technically take over the map if he really wanted to, and with that one he would deny quite some resources for Jon Snow, but it seems like he doesn't care too much. Currently with 46 villagers versus 40, his boom slightly earlier, slightly more efficient, seems good, but I'm also asking myself what Vivi wants to do here actually. Checking out the monster once again, he's producing some monks, and yeah, just wants to claim the relics for now. Another question is, what kind of other strat does he want to go for? Back at home with 3 TCs. So both players with 3 TCs. Maybe just with the, well, geographical advantage here currently.
Yeah, if you are playing melee versus some aggressive, you are generally getting like 6 builds ahead due to the faster uptimes.
Right.
So we see the difference here. But Vive is getting, let's see the rally count after all, but I think Vive is getting 4 relics likely, so it's actually good for him.
Looking quite nice.
The Thresh pretty much slowed the game. Nothing major happened due to Thresh.
Yep.
Unless Vive is just getting a bit of map control and most of the relics, but that's not a big deal for now.
No. Now everything seems safe, everything seems calm. You said it, I mean, just slowed down the game. KD is 4-2. Another monastery by Vivi though, that's an interesting one, so I assume that he's gonna build up more pressure with this kind of approach. We'll see. Sanctity also in the making.
I don't get what is he doing. Why would you make... He's not being stable. Why would you make double monastery here and all those quite expensive upgrades? It doesn't make any sense for me.
Yeah.
Well, he's likely expecting Third to add quite more monks. So he was hoping to stop him from getting that second relic, but it's still quite a huge investment for him. And it's very likely that Thor will go for Karambits, so and those will obviously be very efficient versus monks. So
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why Vive was adding second monastery and those upgrades. Now even redemption, I don't get this. I think it's quite bad by him.
Yeah, so the thing is, I'm losing quite some frames. Drakon, please feel free to take over here. I'm gonna solve this issue,
Okay.
and then I'll be back in a second.
Okay, so we see Vive with a reasonable boom behind this. Both with 3 TC, Vive with the map control, also with the 4 relics, and with some mons that should protect his map control for. He will be likely slower to aim. Yeah, he said 200 resources, but there is almost having the resources to go up. We will see. I think there will just go for Karambits for now and try to clean the map. And I'm not sure what he's going to switch after. I'm not sure what this will be going for. I would likely go as Thor. If I were Thor, I would go for Karambits and then Arbalest or Skirms, and as Vive, I would go for Samurais and Skirms, but I don't really like why is he adding that forward castle. That doesn't really make too much sense to me.
Alright, so...
Not sure if you hear me. I was just saying that I don't like why Vive was adding that forward castle, because Thor obviously would like to. Thor should be quite afraid of getting overrun by samurais and skirms and helps. He doesn't really have a gun trap for this, so he should focus on killing castles first. And if Vive makes such a forward castle, it can be tricky for him to defend this.
It seems quite... I mean, tricky is the right word for this one. I mean, not so sure how the development is going to be like in the next few steps. I just am concerned. I just am concerned because Back on his base, Terra is quite limited. He's also not moving out at all. And with that one, I know, just going for a castle right now. Still, Vivi potentially could take over everything here, which he doesn't do that yet. John's still going for the next stage. I don't know. He needs to do something, in my opinion, because otherwise, it can be dangerous. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, the problem with Malai is that if you aim sometimes and you don't just go instantly for trap war, you generally don't have the resources or the proper army prepared to upgrade and so because it's just so fast uptime that you and you are used to be imping for 3 minutes.
Right.
So we can see that there. For now, he's setting some traps, but he, other than that, the imp didn't give him too much for now.
Yeah, let's see how successful he's going to be with those traps. Currently now he's making the first one. Also going for Karambits, it seems. Conscription. Okay, it can work. If done correctly, it can work for sure. Whereas Vivi tries to surround his opponent once again with watchtowers. And to the right hand side, also to the left hand side. Yeah, this is what I like. This is really good, and this is what I was concerned about because, as I said, Jon Snow being inside of his base for all the time, now just simply being completely surrounded. This could be extremely tough.
The problem for Terra right now is if he would, I understand why he's doing Karambits. I would likely do the same. But if he was doing Arbalest for now and kept drums, he would just push with right into his base.
Right.
That would likely be the GG. But with the Karambits, Wewe has a couple of samurais. He's actually having 20 army at this point. So he can like defend the map control for now, and that's exactly what he needs till he gets to him.
Well, let's see about this one. Gunnar, thanks for the bits. Really appreciate it. Karambits, as you said, I mean, it can work. It can work if done correctly. They're fast-paced units, so they're infamous. But for that one, of course, they need to be utilized correctly. They need to get into those situations where they're actually worth going for. Yeah, well, I don't know what Jon Snow expects on the map, what's going to happen there. If he expects that there are a lot of TCs already by Vivi, because there's nothing much just on the bottom side of the map, just another TC here. So Vivi also taking his time, but still he's there. That's the most dangerous thing. But he's still in Castle Age. He's about to click up, well, not very soon, in a minute or two, but in the meantime, Jon Snow at least can trap down everything without being harassed.
I disagree with their approach to like clean all those towers for now and focus mainly on this because he needs to push. He should be pushing. He has the take advantage. He has now the Karambates.
Right.
He can be pushing castles, but those towers, yeah, like they are annoying, but if you waste all your imp advantage on killing those towers, then it was pretty useless.
No, pretty much. If he just goes for the wrong things, he's just wasting his time, his energy, and this could still give Vivi enough time to go for it, to pressure even further on, and this is what he does. I mean, the left-hand side currently is not approachable by Jon Snow. He cannot just simply move out, but he's there with the Trebuchet, wants to deal with that, but yeah, taking a lot of time, really slow here.
Well, now he's pushing. Yeah, he's taking a very good fight in the middle.
Oh, yeah, that happens, yeah. The Karambits are now going for it, and there we go, but there are also a couple of samurais. Will be dangerous, also with that many monks. I don't think that the Karambits should just go in, but there are a lot of Karambits all of a sudden being spammed. Okay, this is going to be highly interesting. But he's not engaging yet, still waiting. And the monks position themselves correctly as well. The samurais are going closer to the castle, now going back once again. Jon Snow just takes enough time to reinforce, and now we have the engagement. There we go. The samurais are now there, taking down a couple of Karambits, but the numbers, of course, in favor for Jon Snow here. At least concerning the melee units, but in the background there are a whole lot of monks. Also, they are going to be taken down. Ooh, this looks like a good fight for Jon Snow. Really good one, even. Numbers are doing great things. Say what?
What time are you at?
35 now. 35.
Okay, I'm 1 minute ahead.
Ah, that's just so strange with the required games.
But I'm using 50%. Nice here.
I mean, my system is just slower because I'm streaming and all of these things, so that's probably why. Yeah.
Well, tell me when you are at 36.
Alright. I'll tell you in a second. Vivi is going for Imperial Age. It's going to be important, but now, actually, it's time for Jon Snow to go forward here and to take over. Because that was quite some loss here for Vivi. Currently 115 villagers to 122. Looking quite grim. The middle is being taken over by the Israeli player. Really successful, and I'm at 36 minutes right now.
Okay, good.
Alright, so this is the very situation that we have. Samurai versus Elite Kermit Warriors. The numbers against quality over here. Numbers currently are winning because those are quite some numbers.
We can see how much it's hurting Thor right now that he didn't have the second stone available, because he's just spamming from 2 castles, and he would really love to make forward castles at this point and keep trapping with his castles.
Right.
But as he has only 2 castles, he doesn't have resources for it. So he's just now moving to the second. Well, it might even take some time till he gets to the second stone, which really isn't good for him.
This will take some time for sure. Jon Snow is now approaching quite fast though, is pushing and pushing. It's also maybe due to the game speed here, I guess. And that being said, I don't know, how do you estimate Jon Snow's chances right now? Who do you think has the upper hand? I mean, of course, the score tells something, but do you think Vivi is without chances, or is he even in a good position? I don't know.
I think if Thor plays this properly, he's winning the game, because also he should get all 4 with his relics, so he should be 5-0 in relics. His set is so much better for late in game, so if the game goes for 5 more minutes, Thor should win it almost every time. And he can also, because the samurais aren't elite for now, I think he can take reasonable fights with those current picks.
Yeah, looking good here. But this engagement is quite massive, and it seems that the samurais are now taking over though.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, you can say that again. You can say that again. Yeah, by the way, Jon Snow is going for Bracer here. We see a lot of crossbows, a lot of stuff is going to happen from that side. But will the samurai be there in time? At least the rams are going down, the karambits are being pushed back, the trebuchets are about to go down. The samurais currently, just samurais, but also +4/+4. Looking good for Vivi.
But I think Thor should have more resources, he should have the time to add Arbalest for now, and then he should be able to keep pushing the game. And by the time we were at skirmishers, Thor could have like another counter for this. So Thor should be one step ahead at this point, and if he can get all the 4 relics, he should be in great spot in this game still. Although right now he's not taking the best fights.
Nah, he surely doesn't take the best fights. Even his villagers on the right hand side are being pushed back. The samurais are going for a lot of kills. The KD, for instance, tells a lot, but then again, a lot of karambits have bit the dust. That's one reason why the KD is so crazy. But if you look at the map, and look how much the blue color is spread out on the entire map, that tells a story as well. It's striking to me though that Vivi didn't get any relics. He wants to go for elite samurais now in the meantime.
Well, he get 4, but obviously he lost all the 4 monsters.
Yeah, so he doesn't do anything about it yet because Jon Snow is taking those relics. That's good for him.
We were sitting elite skirms, elite samurais. He should realize that he needs elite skirms with this. It's like pretty obvious how Thor will try to counter this and what he should do.
No. That's true.
I really like how Weather is taking the resources from the map. Thor's resources there. He's taking the second stone of Thor. He's also using those extra golds.
Right.
That's very good for him.
Looking good indeed. Arbalists are spreading out now, going forward, pushing the samurai back. Important. Jon Snow needs to maintain this position, otherwise it would be just too tough for him. But the score tells us another story. The economy seems quite equal, 125 to 130. Even the military count looks good. Currently there are a lot of Arbalists fully upgraded, so the samurai need to be extremely cautious.
Whoever is sitting on Asia, that's quite surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, just take down the Arbalest, but of course that's dangerous.
Yeah, but like Kermits are very good with Siege,
Yeah,
or in
yeah.
sniping Siege. Also, they're can add redemption monks with Wolf Range. Those ninjas shouldn't be a real threat, but if there get surprised by them, he can get overrun, that's for sure. Depends how fast he can react to this.
And now we have this engagement here. The samurai are there, but they cannot properly do anything against it, especially because
Oh
of the
my
choke
god,
points.
that should be a big shot by Wooler.
Nothing major happened so far. Just a lot of samurai still going down.
Yeah, but there is. I said that there shouldn't be pushing those towers in early lane, but now he should have them all already cleared. He has their like threads that are doing absolutely nothing. He has army that is doing absolutely nothing at this point.
Right.
Or like the army Arbalest are very useful right now, but he would need to push those like 2-3 towers around the map already. He's really slow in this, and yeah, if he's not also getting all the relics, then Weather will just get heavily ahead because of all the resources he has around the map, and also because of the map control he has.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because of the resources that he had access to for such a long time, I'm already curious to see the achievement list to check out those resources after all. But the oranges so far weren't as successful, gotta be honest. They were actually taking down quite a lot. The samurais are doing most of the work, but this
Samurais
is of
are
course
also raiding third at this point on the left side of his base.
Oh yeah, true. By the way, yes, it is happening. I mean, wow, that's quite some raid here. Yeah, Terra is just gonna be messed up now. He's gonna say, alright, how to deal with the situation, it's chaotic.
Also, like, raiding Terror, forcing him to fight on more spots is basically unfair.
Yeah, it's just happening at this point. It seems impossible, not impossible, but really annoying, and this will slow down Terra even more. He's now falling behind in economy, and it just doesn't stop. The samurai spam, so to speak, is currently real. I see a lot of samurais still going forward, still a lot of beautiful things.
Yeah, that's a big problem, and also Terror isn't pushing the other side. Now he's moving all the Arbalest to deal with the samurais.
Yeah, reactive.
Yeah, right now I think... Oh, and he's losing the traps.
He's losing the traps? Oh yeah, indeed, the samurais are about to... Yep, you're right. I'm not sure about you, but I think this is not gonna end up too well for our beloved Israeli player.
Well, for now, Terror is just playing to survive for a bit longer.
Yeah.
I don't think he has the mentality to come back from this. He likely knows that Buddha is better in player. I mean, he's very confident, but even Terror couldn't be that confident.
And yeah, now that you said it, it's over. Jon Slow says G to the G. That one means that Vivi is getting another point, obviously. So I'm just going to update the score and then we can proceed. And this will be the match point game. What about you and your timing?
Another comeback, I guess.
Do you still have some time?
Yeah, sure. 45 minutes, but we can delay it, I guess.
Like I said, there's no... You're not obliged to just stay here if you got the tournament. That's, of course, really important, as you wish. You're always welcome here, and if you say you have to go...
Yeah, I mean, tournament is great. I'm really looking forward to it, but watching Thur being humiliated is just awesome.
You're one of a kind, man.
That's what you want to do in the weekend, in the evening.
There's nothing better than that. Just looking at the economy real quick before we proceed. Oh, interestingly, Jon Slow actually had a lot of food and a lot of wood, but of course, stone difference. Wow, there's nearly 4k stone difference and nearly 3k gold difference between the two. Vivi just had his hands on those extra ones. Beautifully done. Time for the next game. That is game number 3 here between Jon Slow and Vivinho. We're going for it right now, and are you ready?
Yeah, I'm.
Just a second, because my setup is a bit messy. Okay, so then 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Alright, what is happening? Damage right here. I'm joined by Draken, aka Drakont. It's going to be Spanish versus Byzantines. John Slow against Fat Dragon, aka Vivi. And this one is the third game. Scores 2-0 for Vivi. Looking quite grim here for the Israeli player. Let's see how exactly he's going to be able to get out of the situation. With Spanish, quite a strong civ. Byzantines is also interesting. What are your thoughts?
I don't think that they're wanting to play Spanish versus Byzantines.
Uh-huh.
Byzantines are one of the best tips to counter Spanish, in my opinion. I personally prefer Byzantines in that matchup, but we will see. I guess they're considering he's 2-0 down. I think he's going for Siege Tower and Castle inside.
Siege Tower and Castle inside.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Quite some
it's
statement.
his trademark strategy.
I understand. Okay.
I mean, if you are going to die anyways, and we know that there won't win this series, at this point, I mean, if anybody had a hope before this, before the series, I don't think anybody has a hope anymore. But if you are going to die, then die in a clone way.
You're one of a kind, man. Well, it's okay. That's fine if you say this. That's we'll see how it's gonna be because I don't know neither. We'll check it out. For starters, Jonso actually is now able to steal some goats, it seems. Or is Vivi gonna be able to claim it back? Oh, engagement over there. The scouts are simultaneously attacking each other. Seems
Well,
like
they
a even
have
fight.
one restart, or don't they?
They do have restarts, but I actually filtered the games already and got rid of the restarts. Just one game I debated myself.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
All right, so yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Okay, I was just thinking if they already used one of them, for example, used their restart, so now they would like to take the fight, and if they would lose it, they would just call the restart.
Right.
You know.
Right. Exactly.
But maybe like both of them have the restart left, or both of them used it already, because they didn't want to. None of them wanted to follow the fight.
Yeah, it's now 15 to 15 HP. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're just both really cautious here at this point. That's better for a tournament, of course. Be as serious as possible. That would be the best. Some good tournament mentality here. And for now, once again, everything quite calm. But at least Jonso, with the advantage, has stolen 2 goats there. It's going to give him some additional food.
Hope. We can also see that Will isn't really using his goats properly. He's having their 2 goats not being used. That's quite huge.
That's quite unfortunate for sure.
Not huge, but it's a mistake that you shouldn't do. On his level, basically never.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Something really inefficient here. The golds being just decaying without any reason. Whereas, yeah, Terra's just doing it quite clean here. No major mistake or anything like that. Looking at the bases, just quickly pointing out a couple of facts. So the gold situation for John Stoll looks interesting. He has this nice back golds, back stone even. Main stone is still the back. But then outside he has another golds. Stone even outside. The one first gold looks strange there, the position, but I guess it's kind of fine. You can work with that for sure. But that's that. And also, on the right hand side with Vivi here, his base, main golds awkwardly forward, as well as the second gold in the corner to the bottom. Strange stuff. Stone is mediocre, and then good secondary gold to the back. And the other stone, I guess I'm just a bit blind. I am not able to spot it right here. Oh, there, it's outside. Oh yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Well, I would say we shouldn't. I mean, their snap shouldn't really be too important for us in this game, because I don't think that we will put any pressure on him in feudal or castle. He shouldn't.
And why is that?
Because I think Byzantines are better in aim. If you can get 2 spam skirms, siege rams, and helps, then Spanish can really do much worse than this. So yeah, I think Spanish should be pushing in Castle Age. or possibly even Thrashing, but not really versus Vivi. Basins also are reasonably good versus Thrash. So, but yeah, you should be pushing in Castle Age in that matchup as Spanish, in my opinion. Therefore, we shouldn't really be concerned about Thrash map because he shouldn't be the guy being pushed in Castle Age.
Yeah. Okay, that's one way to explain it. I think it would be interesting to see some kind of I know I just don't like it to see any more trashes, I guess, this evening. So this is my point. So as long as we don't see it, I'm happy. And just quickly looking at how things are developing over here because my
Okay, so that's
uh,
FC
yeah.
Boom by Vivi. Yeah, it could be also Monk Rush. We will see. And Thor is going for Kongs, and I hope he will put a forward castle.
Okay, could be. Vivi now with the uptime, 24. You said it. It could be quite some aggressive stance here. Why not? It would be somewhat realistic. But we'll see. You should never mess with the Spanish just like this. But with Byzantines, you have quite some good civilization to actually go for some kind of pressure. Yeah, that's a lot of... No, I just thought that he's going to send 5 villagers onto gold. But now just 3 villagers. But we'll see the uptime is suspicious. Of course, with the Byzantines, you can even do some more crazy stuff when it comes to Imperial Age. But that being said, it's still interesting to see Jon Snow indeed on stone, making sure that he's going to have enough stone once he hits Castle Age. With that one, of course, a castle could be in the making. He's clipped up with 26 villagers.
We might be short on food.
Yeah.
He likely will be a bit, so it might delay his castle. It's just not a perfect BO by him, I guess. And let's see about her.
Oh.
Yeah, there should be okay with the resources. He has dues, so he will get lots of resources from the zebra. But his BO is quite good actually. Considering he had 3 on stone, he's capable of clicking with 27 plus 2. That's good.
Looking good indeed. Blacksmith market for Vivi now, whereas Jon Snow still trying to go for the next stage. And then, yeah, the main question, of course, what are the next buildings for Byzantines? As you said it, monks are a thing, and it would be quite interesting to see some kind of more aggressive push with that. Whereas Jon Snow probably just gonna place his castle even inside of his base because he's not even trying to claim the map. Or is he? Now moving forward with 3 villagers? No, he's just gonna place it inside.
It's really huge if you can make a forward castle. It's huge difference if you can make a forward castle or ideally inside. It's even better, but that's there only. But if you can make forward castle on enemy walls, that's really huge. And if you do, for example, Kong's home, then enemy has a lot of time to make double defensive monastery and monks, and he should be fine with your Kongs.
Right.
So, and that's the case with a lot of unique units. For example, back in the days, like 2-3 years ago, you would see a lot of Mayans just going for castle and a lot of clones in Castle Age. And now that's not really the meta anymore because it's just easy to defend with a couple of mangonels and you get ahead in boom. So
that's one way to view it.
And there we can see what is they're doing. 11 wheels forward.
What time are you at?
1440.
Ah. Just hold on right there.
Okay.
And this is so laggy. Alright, I'm there now. I'm at 40 now. Okay. Yeah, indeed, that's a whole lot of villagers forwards. Yeah, risky. Risky for sure. Then again, might work.
I think he will do the castle.
But look at this now. Oh, it's just an outpost. Alright.
Oh, siege workshop though. Okay.
You're forward once again. Where's the siege workshop going on?
By Vivi.
Oh yeah, oh, okay. Lul. Okay, that makes sense. And the game is so laggy all of a sudden. Those are things that have never happened for me in my entire streaming time, but interesting. And okay, Siege Workshop here from John Stolby has now moved back. Interesting
I
one.
think Hitler will fail miserably in this.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm actually very, very sure.
Right. No. Villager war here.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the siege tower, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, he's doing mangonels. Okay, that's actually better.
Yeah.
Now with some lucky shot, he can really. This mangonel versus mangonel should be extremely important.
No. Wow, why is the game so slow all of a sudden?
Okay, well, the castle should go up, I think. If there isn't losing an instant mangonel war.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
Yeah, that's okay. There's okay. I think there is going to win this game. Wow.
and why'd you say this all of a sudden?
Because he has the castle and Wewe is completely open. Wewe is out of the main gold. Also, his monastery is in bad spot to defend.
Right.
His monastery, he cannot really. He shouldn't be able to get monks out of there without being sniped. So. Yeah, and he has 2 TCs, but that's not really protecting any of his gold. And so yeah. I
Looking
think
good.
if there just gets there a couple of counts, he's in great spot. Oh my god, that mangonel.
What time are you at?
1850.
15 or 50?
50.
Oh my
I
god.
was just not told to not spoil anything.
Alright, so I now see what you mean with that with Mangonel. It's really unfortunate. And now, yeah, I'm at 39 something now. I guess I'm slightly ahead now, and that's good. You'll be there eventually. Anyway. Alright,
Okay.
so that's the position we're in. And the Conquistadors are in the making. And with that one, of course, some heavy raiding can be possible. And it doesn't seem that Vivi has a lot to do against it.
Yeah, but there is resources for pretty much 2 conk if he's idling his TC.
No. So
But
beautiful.
honestly, like 2 free conks can be the game here. Oh, and a good shot by Terror.
Looking good what he does here. But yeah, you're right. I
Again.
mean, he's wrecking his own economy with that.
Yeah, but now Terror is planning to do second castle inside. Really depends on those monks versus cons right now. If we can get 2 converts, he can completely turn the game.
Right.
And if he's getting down, it's over.
No,
Okay,
true.
and with his Terror sniping those monks. At least one. Am I still ahead or
I'm at 21 now, exactly. Where you at?
2021?
You at 2021?
No, I'm at
No, no.
21 further.
I'm at
That's it,
21
man.
20 now. Okay, I'm just 10 seconds behind, I guess.
Okay.
It's fine, it's fine. We're good. We can still see how Don Soul's actually going for it, building up pressure still with his beautiful Conquistadors and the Mangonel. And I see little
But-
resistance of Vivi to actually do anything against that. We see the defensive Siege
And-
Workshop, another one, but yeah.
And there's the fourth castle by there. Okay, that's over.
Mm. Yeah, it's gonna
There,
be tough.
we cannot stop this ever. And this is over.
Yeah, who would have thought? But Vivi, what is this mistake in your opinion? What did he do wrong?
Well, if you allow the... First of all, he had the problem of the main gold forward. And he had to, even though he didn't lose their villagers on the main gold, he had to move all his wills back to get gold again.
Right.
So that was first problem. second problem, you simply cannot allow Spanish to get castle on your walls there, or if so, you need to have two defensive monasteries ready, and yeah, save gold already, and so it's real tricky if you get castle on your walls and come spam to defend this. So yeah, I think the main mistake was just getting the castle on his walls. That was really huge.
Highly unfortunate. Highly unfortunate. This is so well done by Jon Snow.
I wouldn't say unfortunate because if he would prepare, he would know that Terra will likely do this. It's really a strategy that he's using quite often with Spanish. He's quite efficient with it, and if he's down 2-0, he definitely would like to play the strategy. I was pretty sure he's gonna do it. So if Pepe was more prepared and studied Terra more, he likely should avoid this.
Yeah, so it was this mistake, you say, right? You just messed it up there.
He should expect this, and also he should see from the past two games that he's the better player. So if he's playing safer and not taking huge risks in Castle Age, so if he would go for example, a crossbow to get the mid control, he wouldn't have this. So yeah, he should just play safer. That's a huge mistake by him.
Yeah, seems like it. Smooth game here. He's been able to kill a lot of villagers here. 36-40 now, about to equalize the situation here. Jon Snow with a YOLO approach, even taking down this TC here. Beautiful stuff. Even the Scorpion's now in danger. Everything's going
He's losing
according to
quite
his
a lot
plan.
here, but yeah, that's still okay. He's in a great spot in this game. Warrior has 4 roles more, but all of them are idle. He cannot have them too efficient, so yeah.
Yeah, it's actually well done. For me, the game has ended because I fast forwarded a tiny bit. And that's GG.
And also, we were, again, it's GG, but we are making fun of Terra's eco.
Yeah.
And at this point, he has likely more working farms than Vividas. So,
yeah, so look at that. You're right. You're right. We have 2 farms. No, okay, a couple of more farms for Vivian total. But yeah, you're right. For Jon Snow, it looks grim, but he actually did well. He went in there. That was a 10 out of 10 strategy, right? Beautiful. Laurie from Swissman, what's up? Alright, so Draken, I'm going to do something else right now. I'm going to go out of this game, and I'm going to load the game with not in single player mode anymore, because this wrecked my computer.
Okay.
So we'll just go for that. Should be better. Spectator, watch recording. Who is co-casting? It's Drakons. Just type in ! Co-caster and check it out like that. It also says here normally, so you should be just up to date with everything. I'm gonna make sure that the game is starting right now. Alright, let's make it happen. Yeah, I'm gonna update the score as well. Everything when it's time for that. No worries. All good. This is the struggle if you're just admin, casting, and whatever, all on your own, and then you have beautiful, really good co-casters. You are engaged in the talks, and then all of a sudden you are falling behind with the scoreboards. No problem. Score to the right now. Updated. There we go. Alright, so let's go for the next game. And I'm ready. What about you?
Yeah, I am as well.
Okay, perfect. Then 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Oh yeah, this looks way better. Man, I should have started casting the games just like this. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, so here we are. What is happening, guys? Demo is red here, and it is time for the 4th game between Jon Snow and Vivi, aka Fat Dragon. I'm joined by Draken, aka Drakons, as a co-caster, and we have the pleasure to actually go for this beautiful matchup with Tudens versus Mayans. Ooh, that's quite some matchup over here. I just even stopped talking. What do you think about this?
Well, we had 3 matchups so far. Spanish versus Byzantines, Japanese versus Malay, and Slavs versus, what was it? the first game, Slavs versus Turks, and I think this one is by far the biggest Civ win. Teutones are so much better than Mayans on Arena,
Yep.
and if you play it properly, then you should basically never lose that matchup. So yeah, I think it's great spot for Terror if he has a good map, and he does. Oh well, actually, you
Yeah.
need to get some more defensive stones to be really safe in this game. But yeah, this stone might be tricky for him. That should be his biggest concern to defend his stone. But other than that, his map isn't that bad, and he has some extra space in the back of his base, so Terror should win this game. But it's Terror.
Yeah, but he's Terror, our beloved Israeli player, and against the infamous Chinese one, Vivi here, it could be extremely dangerous. Who knows? Because Mayans, that's one thing that I always want to stress. Most of the arena experts, they claim, or they rightfully say that, of course, Mayans, they're not weak, but they're extremely limited concerning their possibilities, right? But still, a lot of those top 20 players that are not known as necessarily arena, but just a full random or any kind of other map, or be it just Arabia, they always say, all right, I am playing on Arabia arena, and then I just still choose the Mayans. This happened also between Tato and Doubt on my show match on this map. Why do you think they're always going for this kind of Civ? Why always Mayans? Any idea?
Well, first of all, Mans were like a top tier for, I don't know, 15 years,
Yeah.
pretty much. So that's one thing, and they are really used to play Mayans there. They are really used to get a castle up and then boom behind this. So if you're really used to some kind of strategy, then it might not be that bad because you can perform it to very high level.
Right.
Also lately the Plume micro and micro in general got real ahead. They developed a lot, so you can somewhat micro even versus managers.
Right.
So that's another thing. And after all, Mayans are one of the best saves on pretty much any other map than Arena. So players are really used to play Mayans as well on other maps. So it makes sense for them to use them. But if you play properly versus Mayans and you have sit like Malians, Teutones, Malai, or those, then you should be winning them pretty much every time. Unless you have really bad map.
Yeah, unless you have really bad map, I was going to say, but in this case, it's not really given, right? I mean, you said it, Stone situation is maybe not so good at all to the left-hand side. But if he manages to save this one, this would be quite nice. So, you are Teutones, and when I think of Teutones, what do you think? What do you do? Do you go for Melkor strats? What is your opening if you are Teutones?
I personally I don't have the skill to play Melkor strat.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes it's extremely tough for me to play this. But yeah, I think it's likely the best in that matchup. But if you don't have the skill to perform this at very high level, then I would just go for boom. I would ignore relics. I would just try to get castle on my stone, or like get a lot of stone to get a castle defensively, and just boom behind this and get to Onager and Chiton Ignite combo. If you get to this, there is no way that you lose the game.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I'd say this is quite plausible. And then let's try to highlight Vivi's point of view here. He has Mayans and he's facing Teutones. You know that Teutones will most likely wreck you. But then if you just try to play the conventional gameplay with the Mayans, which is always about, I don't know, high pressure, map control, fast-paced units, what do you do if you just wake up one day, you go to your computer and you're Mayans and you're facing Teutones? Do you just throw the towel, or what do you try?
Well, it really depends who I'm playing versus, because I said that I would just go for boom as Chigens.
Right.
But if I would be playing versus, for example, Terror, and he would be Mans, or versus Dark Noob, or any other player that knows the meta, then I would go for a lot of defense to avoid getting forward castle. But I don't think that we will do this, and therefore I would be confident and I would just boom.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you want to avoid getting the forward castle, the same as with Spanish or with a lot of other civs. But and as Mayans, if I would be versus someone who knows how to play, who knows the meta,
Yeah.
I would still try to get forward castle because I know that if I don't push them in castle age, they would just get to onager and, for example, the Tonic Knight combo or hand cannoneer and onager and those units that you cannot really defend with Mayans. So yeah, I would play very aggressive. If I would be versus someone who I'm not too sure, or someone who I think doesn't play that well or doesn't choose the best unit composition in imp, then I might go a bit more defensive, likely trying to get the map control, trying to get the relics, but I might try to play the game in imp, not really trying to push immediately in castle age
All
or
right.
with fast imp or something.
Fully understandable, the way you just put it. Really insightful. Unfortunately, though, Jon Snow, what does he do? He just wants to go for the Trush. I don't believe it, man. I simply don't believe it. Why? Can you give me one? Is it because of the stone? Is it because of the stone? Why does he go for towers?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I repeated it there quite a lot of time, I guess. I would never do this in that matchup. Like why it might make somewhat sense is that you want to if you push enemy with towers and he's focused in his castle age, in early castle age, he's focused on cleaning those towers,
Right.
and you can get your boom instead, then yeah, that can be useful. That you want him to focus on defending him and not to pushing you with his units. So I guess that's what they're resulting for. That he will just make with a defensive and get the boom in the meantime. But we saw how his trash went in the first game, and he's still going with. And that's another thing. You can trash, for example, with 3 wills, you can trash with 5 wills.
Yeah.
If you are trashing with 3 wills, you are trying to put somewhat pressure on enemy, but you are not expecting to get a lot of damage down.
Right.
And you are rather focusing on getting your eco and fast castle time behind this. But if you send 5 wills forward, you kind of need to do damage with this. So yeah. If I would trash in this matchup, I would just never go for 5 wills anyways.
Yeah, in this case we don't have 5 wills, but this is how much for 8, 9 wills, if I count correctly here. Does it make sense? Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, Tudor's Trush,
so
right?
sending 5 wills forward.
What time are you at, by the way?
9:45.
What? I'm at 13 minutes!
You're at 13 minutes?
Yeah, I'm not kidding, and I'm even on game speed 50. Now my game is on crack. My game is on crack.
What the hell?
But everything seems quite nice, actually. I was about to enjoy life, but I don't know. What about you, viewers? Is the game fluent? It looks really better now, doesn't it? Now that I've just
Okay, so wait for me at 13:30, okay?
I'm already at 14, bro. I'm already at 14. Okay. I'm waiting for you.
I will get there in 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'm at 14. I'm waiting for you.
Okay. I was just so happy how this is going. Okay, I'm at 14 now.
Okay, yeah, I was so happy as well because I've now come back to my original casting setup here, and I thought that it would not be ideal. I messed up the first matchups like this, but now, yeah, everything good, everything good. As you can see, the towers, so many villages surrounding the towers. Of course, that's the Turin treasure we're talking about. They can garrison up to 10 villages in their towers. Beautiful. And for Jon Snow, of course, nothing too spectacular. This is what he does every day. Yeah, I still think, man, I mean, thing about that one is deliberately, on purpose, Jon Snow went for this strat. What is it? What you get from this? Just Jon Snow gameplay. He knows about the meta. He knows how strong Teutons can be. He knows he plays against Melkor all the time if he has to. But he still chose to go for this.
I think Teutons are honestly Terror's best save. Even better than Malai. He doesn't really know how to play Malai. He makes it sometimes dumb decisions with Aztec, but he's really playing Teutons quite well most of the time. So I really don't get why is he doing this? What is he doing? No, he's losing already. How many free balls he lost for?
At least
4
2
balls?
or 3.
Jesus Christ.
Two balls. Yeah.
Oh my god, nice.
My God, man, more balls are dying.
He could be quite tilted from the Malai game, but yeah, like this third game should give him at least some confidence. I don't know, and that he could try, especially if he gets matchup like this. You know, he was down 2-0, but then he was winning with such a clown and funny strategy.
Yeah,
that's great for him, and now he has great matchup. I don't get why would you trash with 10 rolls forward, and also if you are trashing, you don't want to trash Mesosive. Mesos are really good versus trashing generally, because yeah, they might not go plumes, but they go eagles, and eagles are great in low eco situations as well.
Yeah.
So it's just so weird.
Really weird, really strange, and yeah, if Jon Snow messes this one up, I mean, thing about that one is it's still match point game for Vivi. So if he just messes it up, it's over for him. I know, he probably thought, okay, this is the only viable strat to go for. That's the only way I can make sure to win. No other strat is more viable but trashing here, he thinks. Well, let's see how viable it is going to be. He can make it, and at the moment he lost 4 villagers in total, at least, and was able to kill 1 unit. Not even sure if that was the Vil. This is where we at. More Vils are even going forward. 32 Vils versus 40. Oh my god.
By the way, I would just again say that this is almost perfect. Well, I don't like how many wells this Wither have on stone. It's likely trying to get a defensive castle in Castle Age.
Right.
With that, but I don't like how many wells he has on stone. Other than that, he defended, considering it was 10 wells trash, I think he defended this very well. So I don't mind how he's playing this. But again, Thrall failed horribly with the first game with trash, and he's still going for it.
Yeah. He wants to, I mean, he does the unexpected maybe. Maybe Vivi said, okay, I wrecked him so hard he's never going to trash again. And there you go, he's trashing once again. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Well, in the meantime, I don't think he is wheelbarrow. He's 7 rolls behind, and Wither is up to Castle Age.
Yeah.
So, this game is over.
Yeah, this could be Castle Age GG. What do you think? Could this happen? Castle Age and then just simply GG into nothing? I know, it could definitely
Yeah, I was so hard for they're going back to 2-2 and getting final matchup.
Yeah.
I think he had also reasonable safe left. I think he had better safe left. But
he did have strong civilizations, that's for certain. He did have those arena civs that you want to have, whereas with Vivi, it's like the other non-arena players, it was more of a mixed bag of good versatile civilizations that are not necessarily functioning well in arena.
The last remaining civ was Chinese and Incas. Incas for Ter and Chinese for Vivi.
Yeah.
That's a great matchup once again. If I would see it's 2-1, but I would see there's 2 remaining saves and Vivis, and also that there are just won the game with the castle, with the trash and how it's called, a siege tower drop, siege tower castle drop.
Right.
I would just say, okay, Terror is in good spot. He can come back, but then he does this in the 4K.
Highly interesting. I don't want to use this word unfortunate anymore, because you taught me that sometimes things are not unfortunate, but sometimes things are simply mistakes that happened by your own decision.
You know, it's sad that you have to cheer for the clown. If you are a clown yourself, you basically have to cheer for Ter, even though he's playing like this. And it's so annoying. You don't want to cheer for such a dumb play, but Jeez.
Man, poor Terror, man. Poor Terror. Really, really. It's not looking too well. And it's Castle Age now. No GG.
And
Okay.
he likely needs to sell to get a castle up. He will try to get a castle up, which he should be able to, and then go for fast aim and pray. But yeah, he's already wide behind to
Yeah, I
do
mean, the
this.
castle of Vivi is about to go up here, and that one will push Jon Snow out of his base. And yeah, it's about to pay respect here with the letter F, because that's all about. It's now retreating. That's the sad march home. Villagers are deeply saddened by this very situation. And of course, I try to understand what Jon Snow wants to achieve here. Just getting enough resources to somehow push back, but easier said than done, as you said it. 34 villages to 40 is not game deciding right away, but it's still a really, really bad spot for Jon Snow in a way that he's not going to be able to just come back from it. It seems, at least.
Obviously, at this point, I said that chieftains are better, and you want to trash to get your boom behind this. But yeah, the civ is clearly better, but not if you are already dead behind after a few. So there has to follow with some kind of castle age aggression. There is no
Right.
way that he can win with just the boom from now on. So.
Okay, at least the plumed archers are getting wrecked now due to the waypoints. This is incredible.
Yeah, well, that's something, but honestly, those plumes aren't that important here. There are those towers, and those plumes would actually make a very good damage if we were made 2 Patriots and go in some like 3-4 plumes forward. It would just GG the game, but yeah, it's not doing it.
Right.
I would just tell guys, if you are getting pushed like this, and you have a castle up, and you are basically forced to defend on one spot, and you know that enemy likely has nothing at home, it's always a great idea to just make 2 Patriots. They are cheaper in Polo Kingdoms, and send a couple of units forward, and it can just decide the game right there.
Yeah, if done correctly, for sure, that's really, really effective with that one. But now the plumed archers now going for some interesting move. What are they doing? Trying to get this mango down. But at the same time, they're gonna get cleaned up. Great mangonel shot there by Jon Snow, actually. I like it. Guard tower by Vivi now incoming. Interesting. It seems that Vivi is not entirely able to push Jon Snow out. You said that it's maybe not the most decisive thing. As long as Vivi is not getting wrecked, Jon Snow is still gonna be behind. Well, Spawning Camel, thanks for the host, man, we appreciate it. Right now, watching how Jon Snow's trying to survive over here by being super aggressive. But we'll see how well that's gonna go, because I reckon that also a couple of eagles could join the game to snipe those mangonels. Would be nice for Vivi.
Well, the problem is that there would pretty much need to go up behind this. He cannot really push forward without traps there. So he needs to make a forward castle, and he needs to get up behind this, and he's already wide late with it. And Willow, in the meantime, I guess might just go for the 2 Patriots and go for the raid, and this will just design the game.
Potentially this is going to happen. Just like how Jon Snow at least doesn't give up completely, right? It looked more grim a few minutes ago. It's still 10 villages difference, cannot do anything about it, because he's constantly on the single TC, trying to keep up the pressure like this. But now, something might happen as a set of plumed archers with Vodka Arrow marching forward. Maybe there's going to be petards in the making, there we go. Alright.
And there are 2 pillars, that's great.
That could work.
Although not for terror.
So what time are you at the moment?
29.
Ah! Okay, I'm gonna fast forward. So it's 28, but... Oh, the petards are wrecked! We're at 29-13 now.
Okay.
Nice, but the petards are wrecked. It's incredible. But more are in the making. Eagles now joining the game as well, as it seems. Yep.
But
And
like you're saying that there isn't giving up, but
yeah.
I don't see what the plan for him is.
Yeah, where does he want to go to, right?
Yeah, but he has basically no food income or food income. Now he's seeding a couple of extra farms, but he would need to aim, or he would need to boom, or he would need to put pressure in Castle Age. He cannot really put pressure in Castle Age because there are those guard towers, there is the castle, and so he cannot really boom at this point because he's already too behind.
Right.
And imp is quite far away for him, so yeah. Not really sure what was his plan even in Castle Age, although the game was already quite over when the game was getting there. But in the first game, in the Slav vs. Turks, he was quite behind after Castle Age as well. But I
Right.
think he did the best after this. But at this game, I just don't get what was his plan after.
Man, the plumed archers making me slightly anxious over here because they will be successful. The Vils will crumble to that one if done correctly, and they will not care too much about this TC. Potentially, most of the plumes will survive. Actually, well done with the houses there, but still not save him. Still not save him.
Doesn't matter. Even if he just get their free plumes, it would be over.
Oh my god, it's GG. There we go.
Yeah.
No. No.
In the meantime, Thor Archel was losing Will's forward doing the castle, so...
Jon Snow saying bye-bye with Wokao. I assume that's one of the insults that he knows. And yeah, GG wrecked. Unfortunate stuff, and I say this because, of course, the relation between me and Jon Snow, a beautiful one, but it was not enough. I was actually happy that he made it to Derak, because it was quite tough, the competition, quite insane. But here we got it. Vivi was able to survive and maintain, hold on, push back, and win the best of 5 against the Israeli Treasure by simply working the way he normally does, and was not good enough what Jon Snow offered. And this is where we are, 3-1. Incredible.
Well, actually, I'm quite happy that this ended because I have exactly 1 minute to get to tournament lobby and get my tournament running. So
right. All right then. So Drakon, thank you so much for joining, man. It was an honor to have you here. Hopefully, once again, if there's a nice occasion. But yeah, I don't want to keep you away from the tournament. So good luck, man. You can do it.
Yeah, thank you.
You make it. Go. Make it happen, man.
I hope I will tune in for the last set there. So hopefully Daud and ACCM will play like 4 or 5 games at least.
Yeah.
So I will.
We'll see. Maybe
I
not.
will
Hope
have
for
a
the
chance
best.
to follow them.
All right
Okay.
then. So all the best, Drakons. Once again, guys, this was our beloved Drakons. Take care, man. All the best, and see you later, man.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great, man. All right. So, guys, I will take a break of 2-3 minutes because I've been sitting here for 6.5 hours. So next game is going to be with ACCM and Doubt. Joining us from Finland, Juppe. And let me just go back here real quick. And let's make it happen. Okay.
Microphone muted.
Just muting myself over here and then also making sure that we have the timer on. Please guys, give me 4 minutes. Give me 5 minutes in total. Not give me 4 minutes. I don't want to make you wait for too long. Count down from 4. Start. And